gentlemen, esteemed guests, Toastmasters around the world, I would like to present to you the International President of Toastmasters, Mr. Richard Peck, with a speech about Toastmasters value. Richard Peck, our values define us. Our values define us. Richard Peck.
Well, thank you all for having me back at this club. It was a great opportunity when I was here the first time. And I remember one of the things that came out of the meetings that I had with the clubs in Greece were that the clubs in Greece were going to unify and spend more time getting to know one another, which had not been done before. And seeing so many people continue on just makes my heart warm, because I know that you're doing that and you're continuing to carry on your traditions and build your legacies for the Toastmasters in Greece. Today, I want to speak to you briefly about our core values, or about your core values, because there will be some that will align and some that will obviously be different. We all have our own core values. But before I talk to you about the Toastmasters core values and why I think it's important that we talk about them now, can someone tell me, you can type it in chat if you want, what we mean by a core value, what the characteristic is? I'll give a couple seconds, and if not, I'll just give you what that definition is as defined. I didn't know this club to be shy on putting responses into the chat window. All right, for the sake of time, core values are traits or qualities that are not just worthwhile, but they represent your highest priorities, your deeply held beliefs, and your fundamental driving forces. And those could be any number of things. It's really what you're passionate about. It's what you're not willing to sacrifice. John Maxwell says that your core values are the deeply held beliefs that authentically describe your soul. So although we have beliefs that overlap, core values that overlap, doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to view them the same way, define them the same way, or that they're going to be the same. And John Godoy posted guiding compass, and I believe that is a great way to look at it. What is going to guide you? The reason I want to talk to you about the core values today, and I think they should be shared again at the beginning of the Toastmasters year, is because this is when I've seen core values sacrificed. This time of year is when they are sacrificed more often than any other time throughout the course of the Toastmasters year. All right, here's the question. Who can tell me the core values in the correct order? See, I had to put that correct order because I know everyone likes to turn them around to make them easier to remember.
Can I?
But go ahead, 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗃.
I guess respect, excellence, service, and I forgot what it is. And something.
And something, there we go.
And integrity, respect,
integrity,
excellence.
So Craig has them in the right order in the chat window. It's integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And we often see respect move first because people like to see rise. It rolls off the tongue easier, but integrity is first. And we have it there because we believe without having integrity, everything below it falls off. So integrity is really the foundational piece. And integrity means that you have a quality, strong moral compass that you refuse to change, a principle that you refuse to change. Tony Dungy says integrity is the choice between what's convenient and what's right. What's convenient and what's right. And that's key right there. Because we oftentimes will say, oh, it's more convenient to do this, but it might not be the right thing to do. And integrity is the one value that I see sacrificed the most. And it sacrificed the most for a number, for recognition. I have seen districts that at the end of the year, just prior to closing, were 5, 6 clubs short of becoming distinguished. And on June 30th, 8 or 9 clubs charter. And that district becomes distinguished for about 3 weeks. Because upon investigation, we found out that those clubs shouldn't have been chartered. They were chartered by one person. It was a drive to achieve a number or a status. Individuals will do that as well because they want to have that designation. But to what point? What point are you willing to have a designation? Are you willing to sacrifice the things that you truly believe in for a small gain? Those of you who have heard me speak before know that I don't believe in hanging anything on a title, because titles go away. The individual stays. If you've sacrificed your integrity to achieve something and it goes away, that also makes you go away. That takes away from you as the individual. So integrity is one of those things that I hold to be the dearest thing in my life, and the one thing that I would never sacrifice to gain anything. The second item in our core values is respect. And respect is how we treat each other. Not only how we treat each other, but how we treat ourselves. We need to think about that. We need to think about respecting ourselves as well, and how we conduct things, how we say things, how we're looked at. We can't treat individuals different because of how we perceive them to be. Albert Einstein said, "I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he's the garbage man or the president of the university." That is a true sign of respect, when you hold people on the same level. We often see, and I've often seen, where the title has respect, but the individual doesn't. Which is more important, the individual or the title? And for me, it's respecting the individual. And it has nothing to do with what level they're at, what level of speaker they are, what they've accomplished in their corporate life, their personal life. An individual is an individual, regardless of background, regardless of anything. And we need to shift our focus, the way we view things. We need to lose our unconscious biases and make sure that we respect each other the same way. Every club I visited, all members were treated equally. And as I've watched around rooms, I've watched all of you treat each other the same. You exemplify that level of respect, but it has to be carried out regardless of where you are. Our next core value is service, and service is the action of helping someone to do something. And it should be helping that individual do something without having a checkbox that says, "I helped you, now you need to help me." There should be no strings attached on what we're doing, why we're doing it. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." How many mentors do we have in the room? A few? Yeah, you're exemplifying that because you are immersing yourself in serving others and helping them achieve their goals. True selfless service without worrying about getting anything in return. Service is the act of doing, not the act of receiving. In the last core value, because this is a very short time window for us today, is excellence. And excellence means we're doing the best we can every time. Aristotle said we are We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Every time we do something, every time we give a speech, every time we take on a leadership role, we should be doing it to our best, striving for excellence. Now, what your definition of excellence is and what my definition of excellence is may be different. But regardless of what it is, we're constantly striving for it. We're not settling for subpar. Whenever we sign up to give a speech, we should always be going to be excellent at it. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I wasn't prepared. I'm just going to give something out of my pocket today. Is that excellent? Is that respect? No. And now you're sacrificing your integrity. So think about it as you build on each thing that you do, as you meet each individual, as you conduct yourselves. Are you doing any one thing that is changing your core values, that is making you sacrifice them? And if you are, rethink the reason why. Rethink the reason why. I encourage you to define your core values and live up to them. Enjoy them. And never, ever, ever sacrifice them for a trinket, for a designation, for something that sacrifices you as an individual. And you will truly demonstrate what it is to be the uniqueness that you are.